So you've imported the pictures in, and if we look at the pictures, they would look like this initially, and that can be a bit overwhelming, so we need to have some organisation in here. So click on where it says list view, you can see all the pictures, and then we can create a new folder or a bin. Okay. And we'll just call that frames, and we can put all the pictures in there. So we just scroll down, press shift key, and then literally click and drag into the frames so they're all nicely inside there. And obviously eventually we're going to create a new folder called audio to put our audio inside. Makes it more organized. The next thing, we need to create a sequence. So click on the new item and then select sequence. And then there's lots of different presets, and we want the preset in the AVCHD folder. Okay, and we'll just set it at 1080p at 25 frames per second. Okay, and you can see that it's going to give us the correct resolution for the sequence. Give the sequence a name. We'll call it animated sequence. Okay, so our sequence is created, and this is where the pictures will go. This is the timeline. You can see we can move the timeline along. This is the video channel, and this is the audio channel, and that's where the perspective images and audio go. So let's drag in our frames. So select all of the frames, and then left click down and drag them into the video layer. You can see, and you can select them all, and you can just move them. Into position. As you can see now, when we click on the play button, it plays through the animation. You probably notice that the animation is moving very, very quickly. That's because the default setting for this project is 25 frames per second, and we shot ours at 10 frames per second. Okay. So I'll show you that in the next video. So we've imported our pictures in. Each picture is one frame in the animation, and as you can see, it only lasts for just slightly over 2 seconds in duration, and when we play it back, it's far too fast for what we want. Okay. Right. Obviously, if you took more pictures, it will become smoother, so that's something to take into consideration when you're shooting. So let's say we want to change the speed. So the way to do it is to select all of the frames. So if we click down and we select all the frames, if you right click on the frames and go to nest, and that will create another sequence that is made up of those. So we'll call that all sequence. Okay, and it'll turn blue, and you can see it's created that sequence in there. Okay, that's something that we could drag in from here. Okay, and this is where we can change these sequences. So if you right click on the sequence, you can change the duration and speed. So select speed and duration. Okay, so as you can see here, speed is 100% at the moment, which is telling you it's just over 2 seconds. The digits, the 0 and the 4, represent frames. So let's say we wanted that to be slow down to 5 seconds. So very easy to do. So change that to 5. Put 0 in there. And press OK. And you can see that it's extended the sequence, it's added the number of frames it needs, but there's a red line. That means it hasn't been rendered yet. Very easy to do. Press the enter button on the keyboard and that will render the animation and it'll play it back at that speed. Okay, so it's fine, it's showing there's a nice animation at 5 frames. Oh, sorry, 5 seconds in duration. So another thing that you can do is, we've got that sequence already in here, which is 2 seconds. We drag that to the end. And we can change this one now, or we could duplicate this one and copy it. I'll show you both. So let's look at this one. So if we right click on this one, don't worry about the track underneath. That's the audio track which is created. I'll show you how to discard that in a second. So we'll do that now. So select that, right click, go to on link, and that would mean you can select this audio track and get rid of it. So select it and press the delete key on the keyboard. So we're back to the sequence. So now what we can do is we can right click on this, go to speed and duration, same again, change it to 5 seconds. But this time we're going to reverse the speed and press OK. And obviously we need to render that because it's an effect. So we'll play through it, and this should go in the reverse now. So as you can see now, we've made a nice little animation out of really a short sequence, but because we've changed the speed and we've also reversed it, now we've got a duration which is 10 seconds instead of the original 2 seconds. Okay. The next video I will show you how to add the audio.